I bought this RC car for my kids, but within about 5 minutes, Dad took over and was probably having more fun than they were. And as far as toys go, I think that's a pretty good sign. There are a couple of things I really like about this one specifically, but there's also one thing about the battery that you definitely need to know about before buying. I actually put this thing through its paces inside, outside, all around, and you're going to love it. Just to be transparent, the brand did send this to me as a sample to review, but they didn't tell me what to say. So these are my honest thoughts after playing with it. First thing that makes this different from any other basic remote control car is what it can actually do. This thing is designed to drive on both sides. It's got four-wheel drive and they're independent of each other. So when it flips over, you don't have to walk over and turn it back upright. It just keeps driving on the other side. Then you've got a 360-degree stunt that is hilarious. The kids love it. It cracks them up every time. You can drive forward, backwards, spin it around, do all the crazy looking flips, rotations, drive it over things. It's a blast. And that's where I think that this car really sets itself apart. It's not just something you drive around the driveway and it gets stuck and you have to chase it around. You're actually interacting with it, trying to figure out what you can make it do. If there's jumps, obstacles, or what kind of tricks you can set up. The four-wheel drive setup also gives it quite a bit of mobility. It can climb over a lot of stuff. It runs through the yard, over landscaping, carpet, and it's fun seeing how it moves differently on every single surface it goes on. The grippy tires help keep it going when you transition between the surfaces. And although obviously you're going to get the best performance on something relatively smooth, like the driveway or the hardwood floors inside. If you saw before, it's got these LED flashing lights. It's really cool to play with at night. Again, kids absolutely love it. The lights make it so much easier to see and find, so that way you can see if it's under a couch or hidden in a closet or something. Now, there's something for us parents that I know we all love and appreciate. The batteries comes with two, and they're rechargeable through USB-C, because we all have 8 million USB-C cables laying around. So it's just as simple as reusing one of your 8 million USB-C cables that you already have to charge it versus worrying about going to the store, getting AA, AAA batteries. You just swap them out, charge the one that you're not using, play with the one that you have charged. But remember the battery question, caution I mentioned in the beginning? Here's where I want to be honest. Wouldn't buy this with the expectation that it's going to last all day on a single charge. Like any small RC car, the actual runtime is going to depend on how you're using it. But in my experience, it's going to last 15, 20 minutes if you're playing with it on a constant full speed ahead. So if you're buying this for a kid who wants to play with it for hours at a time, I consider picking up an additional battery if one's available. But if you're like my kids, play with it for 5, 10, 15 minutes, then drop it, go to the next thing, then you'll be good to go. And with the easy swappable battery, when it does finally run out, it's as simple as just switching it out. The controls are simple enough that anybody can figure it out. It's 2 buttons, up, down. So my kids were able to figure it out super easily and quickly. And once they get the basic hang of the controls, then that's when they start doing all the flips and crazy tricks and steering and everything. But it's as simple as just pushing up or down on one of those buttons to start moving one side, and then you're off to the races. So what about reliability? That's one thing that I always try to be mindful of when I'm buying kids toys, because there's nothing worse than when you buy your kids something exciting, fun, cool, and then it dies after 5 seconds. So far, I've had good experience with it. It's been flipped, spun, driven into things, generally treated like an RC stunt car is going to be treated. And it held up well. Can't tell you how this is going to perform after a year of daily abuse, because that's what we've been doing every day. And I haven't owned it that long, so I can't make that claim. But so far, car feels solid. Controls have worked well and reliably. Connection's great. You can run it around corners. One other thing that I would mention before buying it is the recommended age. This is aimed for kids around 6 to 12, and I think that's a pretty reasonable target. My oldest is 7, and she's obsessed with it. Younger kids may be able to operate it with some help, but there's definitely a little bit of coordination involved if you want to actually control the stunts. You're not just pushing a button and watching a toy move, though. You do have control over it. So you do have to learn to some degree how to control it. So, is it worth it? For me, my kids, I think the value's there. Value comes from the fact this is more than just a basic RC car. You've got four-wheel drive, double-sided driving, 360-degree stunts, LED lighting, rechargeable USB-C battery, remote control, and the ability to use it inside or outside. That is huge. That's one of the biggest things that makes this so much fun. That's probably the most important test for a toy like this. The kids aren't asking to play with it again. None of the features matter, right? But this is one where I actually had to remind myself that I was supposed to be testing it for the review, and this was actually for the kids. So if you're looking for an RC car for a kid and you want something that can do more than just drive around in a straight line or in a circle, then this is definitely worth taking a look at. If you have the option to get an extra battery, I'd also consider that. Because once you start figuring out these stunts, you're probably going to want to keep playing.